Hello.
Hi.
How
What's
you
up?
doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better today. Thank you for asking.
Jamie's been dying. Honestly, though, I have no concept of like what day of the week it is or what time. So Wes comes in, he's like, "Oh, you want to record with a baby?" And I'm like, "It's not time to record yet." And then I look, I'm like, "Oh, it's 5:30."
Well, I know, and like the last couple weeks have been funky too. Just like if you guys listened to Monday's episode, I went to the ER last week.
Yeah.
So I've just
Well, and then you were sick yesterday. We were gonna record yesterday, but you were sick, so
yeah. So here we are now on Tuesday afternoon or evening, I suppose.
yeah, evening.
Yeah. I got my Gatorade
Anyway.
in hand. You have your Truly in hand. All's right with the world.
Sponsor us.
Did you see? Actually, it's really funny you mentioned that. Truly like tweeted out like, "Oh, is there anyone that like is looking for a Truly lemonade sponsorship?" And Zach like tweeted from our hot for content page. He's like, hello, yes, we would."
Hi, hello. Yes, please.
They did not respond.
We can like record ourselves recording and drinking our Trulies. Except you're not drinking still, right?
No, I have another like 15 days of that. I think I'm
Do you
about
think when
on day
you're
45.
done with your 15 days, are you gonna drink or are you gonna just like?
I don't know yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm scared to because that sounds really dramatic, but like. Not
I
having
felt the same
alcohol
way
for
after I had the baby.
yeah, I'm not having alcohol for like 40 to 45 days is like honestly like weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, I feel great without it, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. This is Hot for Justice.
Yes.
My name is Jessica.
And this is Jamie, and this is the screen recap edition.
Yeah. We're gonna do Unsolved Mysteries episode 2, entitled 13 Minutes.
God. So many
It's a lot to
feelings.
unpack here. So many feelings. So, this episode is about Patrice Enders, who disappeared literally within the span of 13 minutes.
Also,
which
I
is
think
wild.
it's Endres.
Endres? Okay.
I think.
Okay, maybe so I'm looking at an article by Sarah Milner, and she has it spelled Enders, but it could be a typo because I feel like you're right.
The thing that I'm reading it has it spelled Endres.
Yeah.
So I think it's Endres. And I also
Okay.
I might be reaching, but I believe she's Hispanic, so
Okay. I don't know, but she did look like
possibly
She
like
didn't look right.
biracial or something. Yeah.
yeah. So, she was so pretty. It's okay. So
It is
she was
Endres.
a
I just
hair
Googled.
Endres. Okay, she was a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this? I feel like it was in Missouri or something. Kansas. I don't know.
Let me find out. I'm gonna Google search this before we talk out our ass like last time. One of my buddies actually, hey Brian, he sent me a Facebook message of him laughing his ass off because of I forget which episode it was. I think it was the last recap for the first episode of Unsolved Mysteries because you were like something about like Pittsburgh, but it's actually in Maryland or like
Yeah, I think we thought it was in Pittsburgh. It was in Boston. We were like, oh, oops.
Yeah, he was dying. He was like, "That's the funniest shit I've ever read or ever heard."
I'm not good at paying attention to where things are based at, honestly.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. So I'm getting one step closer. I found a news article from Forsyth County where it happened, but I don't. It is in Georgia.
It was Georgia. Now I remember.
Yes.
Because you want to know why? I had to watch this episode twice, and the second time I'm like, this is in Missouri. And then they kept saying Georgia, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't know how I forgot that, but whatever, it's fine. There's
It's
a lot
okay.
in my brain.
We're geographically challenged. We've addressed this many a time.
Kind of. But not as bad at, like, I'm okay at geography, just I don't have a good memory. That's the problem. Anyways, I digress.
Yes. Georgia.
Patrice disappeared from her hair salon in literally the span of 13 minutes, like I said. So, do you have a summary pulled up? Do you want to read?
I do.
We can unpack in
Yes.
chat.
So much like last time, this is an article from ReadySteadyCut.com. So it's like a quick little like outline of the episode. So Pistol Black, Patrice Andres' son, explains that his last morning with his mother, a normal morning on April 15th of 2004, she dropped him off at school. While in biology class, he was asked to go to the principal's office. They asked Pistol to call his mother, but there was no answer. Pistol explains that his mother was involved in everything in his life. One day, she became passionate about cutting hair and opened her own salon. Patrice Andres' friend Nancy says how she was so fun, happy, and positive. So Rob Andres, Patrice's husband, met her by having a haircut and felt like the luckiest man alive. When they realized that Patrice was missing, the police visited the salon and there wasn't any evidence to point them in any direction. The police could not announce a kidnapping because there was nothing to suggest anything. The police asked her friend Nancy if Patrice would leave her son, but she flat out said no. 2 weeks before she
disappeared. So her son was like 16, I think.
I believe, yeah. He was a high schooler for sure.
Yeah, so...
But 2 weeks before she disappeared, Patrice asked Pistol where he would go if she disappeared, and he didn't think anything of it at the time. Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
Fucking weird, honestly.
Basically, what the police figured out was from looking at phone records at by 11:50 a.m. on the day she disappeared, she didn't answer the phone. Before that, all of her customers said that she seemed like distracted and really distant. And normally, like, people basically said she was really popular. Everybody really liked her. She was super sweet.
Yeah, like upbeat, positive, happy person.
Yeah.
Like everyone adored her.
So there were 13 minutes from like the time I think somebody had last spoken with her, which was 11:37.
Yes.
And then by 11:50, she was not answering the phone anymore. A witness said that they saw a Chevy Lumina and an SUV outside of the salon, and witnesses said that they saw two people outside of the salon in front of those cars, and people think that whoever had the Chevy Lumina, may have been involved in some way.
Yeah, and I think that was the gal that was across the street, if I remember correctly from the episode. Like, she was like, yeah, whoever, like, was in that car, like, I've never seen that car before in my life, like,
yeah,
like, they have to know something. But, like, she was, like, so adamant, like, I know for a fact it was a blue Chevy Lumina, and I think she even, like, recalled part of the license plate.
Which was wild.
Yeah, like, I can't even remember my own license plate, and it's my fucking name.
I think it starts with an 8. Versus your name?
Yes. I was joking.
That's funny. That's funny. No, mine starts with an 8. That's all I know. Has an A in there somewhere, but
excellent.
Yeah. So people were like really stunned. They had no idea where she went. Her son says like, I just kept waiting for her to come home, and she never did. And then, one day, a year later, I think it said, they found her skeletal remains out. Like, I have it somewhere. It was like way out in the woods. I don't remember who found her, but...
They were found about 10 miles away from the salon. Hold on. I just had that article up. This is the article from the Forsyth County News, written by Julie Arrington. God, I can't read. December of 2005, her skeletal remains were found about 10 miles away in woods behind Lebanon Baptist Church off of Kelly Bridge Road in Dawson County. So, very interesting that it was like she was found relatively close.
Yeah.
And so long later.
I know. It's very sad. So, they obviously, as they do, they suspect the husband.
Okay, to be fair, I don't think they're that far off base.
No. Okay, so, like...
The husband is Sketch McGetch.
So, they talked to producers for the show, and they talked about how nice he was, and, like... They acknowledged that the way that he was edited in made him look creepy. But they kind of made it sound like he was a really nice person, and like they didn't suspect it, but they're trying to be
unbiased.
Of course, they want ratings, and yes, they are trying to be unbiased because really they don't know. Like, he could be a psychopath, like Ted Bundy was. So,
I was gonna say a lot of very nice people ended up being serial killers, so you never know.
True. So a lot of Patrice's friends said that he was very protective and jealous of her. He didn't even like sharing like the attention between her and like her son.
Yeah, like he like high key hated Pistol.
He was such a like the day after she went missing, he had the locks changed so that Pistol couldn't get in their house.
Like what the fuck?
And like he wouldn't let him get any of his stuff out. He
No.
basically like wouldn't talk to him. When they found her remains and they had her cremated, Rob kept all of the remains and wouldn't give any to Pistol.
Fucking insane.
He has them. He slept with them. Do you remember that?
Girl, yes.
He pulled them out for the episode and he starts crying and then he's like, for like years I slept with these and these are all I have left of her. And I'm like,
no,
yikes.
Thank you.
And I just the way he treated the son to me, no.
Like I know like, everyone grieves differently, but like that's wild. Like it kind of reminded me of remember that bit in the Chris Benoit thing where his like best friend's wife was like, and him would like cuddle in bed and like be like crying.
Yeah, no.
Like it all rubs me the wrong way.
It's weird. So, and then like her friends were saying, and even Pistol was saying like, yeah, I think that she was gonna leave him because she was like tired of it. Which, yeah, I mean, if
I would be too.
So like, like if I put myself in that position as a mom, there is no way. I think for a dedicated mom, there's no way that she would choose her husband over her son.
No, absolutely not. And from what the episode seemed like, he lived with his dad.
Dedicated,
right?
Yeah.
He lived with his dad at least I think more often than the mom. But like the fact that like the stepdad or whatever his name is, Rob, like acted that way to him. It's like I understand it's not your child, but that was your wife's child.
Right, and you loved them.
Like right.
It just blows my mind. So. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, Pistol also was saying how his dad and his mom were still best friends.
They were.
Even though they weren't together. And that, like...
They were great co-parents, and it was, like, a good relationship still.
And Rob didn't like that either.
Mm-hmm.
So, they did have some other suspects. Gary Hilton, who was a serial killer, apparently had been in that area. One of them... Oh, Jeremy Jones also was a suspect who I believe he would kidnap and sexually assault women. He talked about how he kidnapped her, but then he recanted it, and there was no evidence that linked him to it, so they don't think he actually did it.
Yeah, that's really frustrating.
He just like wants attention. So it's so investigators like couldn't eliminate Rob, and they also couldn't eliminate some of these other like serial killers who were known to the area. And I mean, like, they just don't have anything. There's like no real evidence. There's no evidence of a crime or a murder. I mean, obviously she was murdered because they found her body, but I mean, like, at the site where she disappeared, there's nothing that indicates a struggle. There was no blood. There was no nothing. So, like, obviously, if somebody had come and kidnapped her, I mean, I feel like I don't know. I just think it's weird. But
oh no, it's very weird.
I'm very suspicious of her husband. He just like, but then, you know, reading the comments from the producers also made me realize, like, at the end of the day, they can't completely be unbiased as they're editing this. They want to make it interesting, so it's quite possible that they edited all of the weird parts of Rob together to make him like, you know. So I don't know. Yeah. But I feel like with most of these things, it's usually the most obvious answer is the right one.
Right.
So
to kind of the wrap up on this ready steady cut thing. So at school, Pistol was told they found his mother's remains. She had been killed. Eyes went back on Rob. He had an alibi based on a receipt, which again is questionable.
And he said that too. I remember he was like, I was getting gas. I have a receipt. And I was like, okay, but I don't know. Maybe it's different time. When was this? This was like early
2005,
wasn't it?
2004.
So like, I don't know if debit card. I don't know. Were debit cards such a thing then? I can't remember.
Yes.
Because I mean, I know they existed, but like,
No, I know. I'm just. Well, I mean, it's possible that he like maybe went inside and paid cash. I mean, it's kind of hard to.
Just weird though. I don't know. Like who get? Maybe I'm.
I
I
don't think
just
I've
don't
ever
know.
gotten a receipt while getting gas. Honestly, just to throw that out there.
I only have for like work stuff when I had to track like what I spent. That was literally it.
Yeah,
So
I don't
I
know.
just think it almost to me seems like you were doing it to prove a
It's
point.
like a reverse alibi.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, I have a receipt. That's not even
Mm-hmm.
close. Okay, okay. I don't know. This was
Um,
weird, but
investigators
I
couldn't
think
come.
they kind
Yeah,
of. Sorry, I do think that they kind of say though, because they interview the investigators, that like
yeah,
they couldn't quite all the way rule him out.
right. And that's what I was just gonna say. But like
Yeah.
the chances are low that I think that they were going to rule him out.
Yeah.
They still want to know what happened in the 13 minutes and are still looking for answers. Rob has her ashes and pistols, never even seen them. He's distraught. He didn't get
Sad.
anything, no pictures, anything. He hopes he can be half the person his mother was. Um, yeah, fucking bonkers, dude. Um,
Yeah, it really is. Oh, it says, oh, according to EW Entertainment Weekly,
mhm.
it says that the episode intentionally, oh, I don't even know how to say that word, obfuscates, whatever. They basically leave out the fact that Rob has remarried since. And
Obscurified?
then,
Is that the word you're
huh?
looking for? Obscurified?
No, no, it's a weird word. It's
Can you spell it?
OBFUSCATES. I swear I'm smart. I'm really
Ob-
good at vocab.
obfuscate.
Obfuscate. Obfuscate. Okay.
To render obscure, unclear, or unintelligible.
Yes. So
Thank you. Thank you, dictionary.com.
thank you. Sponsor us. No, just kidding. um, so he has remarried, and then there was also a lot of criticism that the editing intentionally presents Rob very biased, which we just talked about. Um, the series co-creator Terry Dunn Muir stated that he's remarried now to a lovely woman, which is one of the things we didn't talk about in the episode. We didn't include her because she wasn't around during the time of the events and didn't know Patrice. Um, Rob was authentic in his interview, and I believe he spoke his mind. I think that his character is portrayed authentically. So that's kind of what they had to say about any bias, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean, like, I can see how, like, they wouldn't have thought, like, his new wife would be super relevant, but at the same
well,
time,
she's
like,
really not. Because what is she gonna say? No, he didn't. He could never.
right.
Like that's all she's gonna say.
I would say
No.
the only, like, reason that would potentially even become pertinent is if, like, he knew her at that time, how long have
Yeah.
they been married? Like, I do have questions about that,
Right.
but, like, I don't think that that is directly, like, implicating him.
But I'm also sure that if producers had any inkling that they were together before
Right.
Patrice went missing, that they would have hopped on that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What's the next episode? Is it the French one? Because I have to watch that. I didn't
Yeah,
watch
that
it.
one is fucking insane.
I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I've like listened to it on a podcast, but I can't. I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it off because I wasn't like for that one. I'm gonna have to like.
You have to pay
watch
attention
it.
because it's all
Yeah.
subtitled.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so there's your
I
warning.
haven't- Yeah.
Everyone, this next episode is French subtitled, so.
Yeah, and don't watch it if you're like not all the way paying attention. Like this
Yes.
is a snuggle in bedtime, get some popcorn, pay attention kind of
100%.
which I have to watch before next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you have anything interesting going on? Fun, fresh, anything?
Pepsid is my new best friend.
Oh yes.
So that's fun and fresh. I've also been really enjoying Gatorade Zero in these tough
Dude,
times.
those are good. I would have those when I was pregnant because I was tired of drinking water.
Yeah, like honestly, these
And
like
I
little baby
couldn't have soda,
Gatorades are
you
the
can't
tits.
have like when you're
Mhm.
pregnant, you can't have too much caffeine. They are very good.
Yeah, so I bought a small case of the little ones so that I can try to like not only drink those, but
Costco has them, I think.
I think
At
you're
least
right.
mine does.
I think they only have like the regular sugar Gatorade though. At least at mine, they didn't have the 0
Ew.
calorie ones. But they do have vitamin water zero, and I have been getting those, but we ordered from Safeway this week, so my options
don't
were
like
limited.
vitamin water. Gross.
Oh, I love that shit.
Grosses me out.
So good.
I have started reading White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, and it is good. It's
Uh-huh.
very good. For any of you who are not familiar with, like things like white privilege, it kind of like breaks down everything. White privilege, the concept of race, and like how we mean it's institutionalized,
Mm-hmm.
and um, it kind of gives you a different framework in which to think about it. She is a white person, so her target audience is to teach us. So
Mm-hmm.
she's a scholar, she's a PhD, she's researched this. Very interesting. I think 3 chapters in so far.
Nice.
So I definitely would recommend it if you feel like you are interested in learning about that, because I know I'm definitely learning a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that's a great like foundational book for like anti-racist,
Yes.
that whole movement and everything. So that's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a couple other really good ones that I saw on a like Facebook like thread the other
Yeah,
day.
there's like How to Be an Anti-Racist. I think
I'm reading
that's the
that
one
one.
you're
Yep.
reading. There's a book called So You Want to Talk About Race, which is
Mm-hmm.
what I want to read next. There is a book called The New Jim Crow,
I was just gonna mention that
which
you've read it before.
I have read that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been
You were
a
in
long
grad school, right?
time. Yes,
Yeah.
it's been like 6 years, 5 years.
Damn.
So I'm going to reread, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and you can borrow it too if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Happy to. There's a lot of scribbled notes because I sometimes, for school books, I have
I'm the
tendency
same
to
way.
scribble.
Yeah, I'm a highlighter. I'm a
Yeah, same.
book defacer.
It was interesting for that class. We were supposed to write this like really, we were supposed to write a very thorough paper about it. So I was in this multiracial issues class. It was like specifically for human relations.
Mm-hmm.
So we were supposed to learn about it, and when the format of my grad school was that we would have to do all of the work and reading a month before, then we would have class for a week straight. So like we'd have class 4 hours each night, and then all day Saturday, Sunday.
What
And
the
then
fuck?
the month after, we would have class or like have our own assignments for a month, because they would fly our teachers from Oklahoma to Germany to teach us.
Oh,
So
wild.
that was kind of how the format was. It was very intense, but when our teacher got there, she was like a sub for the teacher who was supposed to actually come, and she was just kind of like, yeah, like she was just more interested in going places than
That's insanity.
teaching us. So I wrote this like really very detailed and thought out paper, and then she had us turn it in, and I think that was literally the only assignment that we had to do. It was like the most ridiculous class. It was like, well, I mean, she was really nice and really cool, but man, you pay to take these
Right.
classes, you want to learn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was funny.
Wow. The disappointment is real.
Yeah, she was cool though, I will say.
Well, that's
But
nice.
yeah, that was very long-winded. Anyways, um, it's Tuesday night. I'm gonna go eat dinner. What about you?
Heck yeah, probably gonna go do the same thing.
And then we're gonna we're getting ahead of the game a bit, and we're trying to pre-record, so we will have a regular episode Monday, and then screen recap number 3 for Unsolved Mysteries next Wednesday.
Hail yes. And we'll catch you then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.